Yes, well, I suppose people who read the report won't be surprised with that, because that's been highlighted for some time, that there is difficulties in coordination of resources. Quite clearly, what we do need to do is ensure that we have adequate resources in place for the National Ambulance Service and for the Fire Brigade, as well in delivery of emergency services. And we've had the centralisation. It hasn't worked as streamlined as well as we thought, but we also know one thing for sure, that the ambulance service is under huge pressure. There's lack of resources. When you have the downgrading of emergency departments in parts of the country where you have ambulance crews travelling large distances, trying to cover huge geographical areas, it's bound to put huge stress and pressure on those emergency services. But what's key in the report is the need for resources and for streamlining to ensure that we have efficient ambulance service that gives people the basic level of care that they deserve.
It's not just resources though, is it? I mean, it talks about, ambulances banked up outside A&Es. I mean, resources isn't going to necessarily sort that one.
Well, what we need to do is ensure that the resources are used efficiently and effectively. Yes, there is an issue with regard to the age of the fleet, but I mean, management have a central role to play in this, to ensure that their resources are used effectively and efficiently. But that also goes down further the line. If you have a full emergency department, the emergency service can't offload their patients into a place where you have chaos, maybe 30 or 40 people in an emergency department on trolleys. So this is just not an isolated issue. It has to be dealt with in a streamlined fashion to ensure that there's a seamless transfer from a patient, from an emergency situation, to the emergency department and through the hospital. And that's not happening presently, as you see, where you see banks of ambulances parked up for an inordinate length of time outside emergency departments.